Do you remember Power/Rangers, the dark and gritty fan film from 2015 that tried to answer that one big question we all had in our heads in the childhood while watching Power Rangers, taking away the goofiness of it all?
How is that any different from Child Soldiers, man? That's like super up.
Well, I think we got our answer. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Este here, and today we're talking about Power/Rangers, that bloody fan film that changed the way people saw Power Rangers for good. But first, let's set the scene. There are two guys part of the story. There are protagonists. We have Joseph Kahn and Shankar. Joseph Kahn is a South Korean American film director known for working with some of the biggest artists in the industry, like Taylor Swift, Eminem, Lady Gaga, Snoop Dogg, Imagine Dragons, and many more. I remember one of the biggest stuff that I've seen from him, not even knowing it's him, was that Bad Blood music video by Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar. That broke the internet in my head. And then of course we have Shankar, who is known for making the 2011 Liam Neeson movie The Grey, as well as the 2012 movie Dread. And he is also the creator of what is known as the Bootleg Universe, 7 short films all being unauthorized creations of popular media. The first and most popular one was 2012's The Punisher Dirty Laundry fan film, actually starring Thomas Jane, the man who actually played the Punisher in Marvel's actual 2004 Punisher movie. But in the mid-2010s, Joseph Kahn and Shankar teamed up once again to create a unofficial Power Rangers fan film, which was worth 6 figures, by the way, not for money, but for satire. So what is this all about? Pause, chat. Serious, pause, because before we go any deeper, let's talk about today's sponsor, Raycon. Now you may have heard of the Raycons before, but really never thought about getting a pair yourself. Well, let me tell you, the everyday earbuds just got an upgraded model, making today the best time to get one. The reason is mainly because of all the new features you got. You got multi-point connectivity, which in my case I use to connect from my phone to my laptop, or you can just connect to any 2 devices at once. And there's also active noise cancellation on these, so for my recent trip back home from Florida, it made that plane ride very smooth. I couldn't really hear much instead of that music I was bumping. And the design of these is really ergonomic and just great to put on your ears. They got a 32-hour battery life for your all-day listening, and for those people that usually forget to charge stuff before they leave the house, not pointing fingers, with just 10 minutes of charge, you get 90 minutes of music. So shout out to the quick charge feature, it's enough for a gym sesh. Now the earbuds are available in many different vibrant colors to match any different skin tone or outfit you got for the day. Personally, I got the blush violet ones, purple's my second favorite color, and these just match a lot of stuff that I wear, and I also never really see this color in other types of earbuds. There's also the protective cases that you can get to combo it. I got this concrete one, I thought it was a cool combo. I used them for a week in Florida on my recent vacation. I used them on the treadmill, walking around, taking phone calls, listening to music before bed. I mean, guys, the sound here is comparable to some of the big guys out there at just a fraction of the price. Click the link in the description box down below or go to buyraycon.com/este to get one of these for 15% off. By ordering some Raycons, it definitely means a lot. It helps out the channel a ton, and if you're not happy with these, they got a 30-day happiness guarantee, so no worries, go check out all the fuss on Raycon today. Back to me! I actually just watched the movie on Vimeo, and here's what happened. Of course, I recommend go watching it before you come back, but here's a summary. The fan film takes place in a dystopian post-war world, where the teenagers with attitude are no more, and the Power Rangers are seen here aged up as full adults, and they've become soldiers of who have been beaten down in a war with the Zeo enemy, the Machine Empire. And that ultimately led to the disbandment and the collapse of the Power Rangers in general. We even see this iconic shot of the Pink Ranger helmet just sitting there while the war is happening in the background. There was even some Megazord action too. It was getting whooped. And off the bat, this gritty fan film is taking the colorful heroes that we saw on TV in the 90s in a direction that we've never seen them before. We then cut to Rocky, who is perceived as a traitor who is seeking out Kimberly and Tommy. And amidst the gritty post-apocalyptic surroundings, Rocky would actually confront Kimberly, having her chained up, sparking a tense exchange where their former camaraderie is definitely shattered. And amidst all that, we even get this Power Ranger corny line, "BS is a bad color on you, I prefer pink."
Bullshit is an ugly color on you.
I prefer pink.
How funny, Rocky. And Kimberly actually said, "You were never really one of us." Ooh, shade. Any Rocky lovers in the chat? Let me know. So the movie would basically be Rocky talking with Kimberly about each of the deaths of the original Power Rangers. The first one being Jason, who had a real tragic demise. Kimberly had actually married Jason, who was killed shortly after their marriage. Funny enough, sold out by Bulk and Skull, the comedic duo from Power Rangers. Yeah, they work for the Machine Empire now. Whoa. The couple got shot at a bunch of times, but then we also see Jason drowned. Also, he died from an overdose. That's literally like 3 deaths worth. Is there a 4th? Can we go for 4? We then get to see Zach, who is rich, filled with ladies, drugs, and years of hip-hop keto, which actually offered a genuine laugh because those tapes were actually real. Bro would actually join the Machine Empire and go fight in North Korea as the Black Ranger in this badass, epic, choreographed fight scene with this techno, gritty MMPR remix in the background. It was pretty sick. And he also said the thing. He said the line, "It's morphin' time." The fight scene was overall very bloody and very cool. But bro would eventually die from an unknown assassin. Who could it be? Big mystery, but I'm hoping you already saw this already because you know who it is. Rocky would then question Tommy's story as a Power Ranger, and it's definitely something that Power Ranger fans have thought of, like his loss and regain of power, which is a true Power Ranger situation that was shown in the show. And it followed the series plot pretty well, while combining decent questions, of course, as if something like this was actually real.
Why do you think they gave these powers to kids?
And it even combined stuff from the actor's personal life, which in some cases it went a little bit too far, but it's art. So we then get to see a quick flashback of Tommy and Kim kissing, seeing a see-through gold shield. Pretty cool. Sadly, we got some more sadness coming in. It's Billy's unexpected turn. Billy is seen out of the closet buying the advanced tech company Lockheed Martin. Boo! And selling the Power Rangers Blade Blaster technology for 1.6 billion euros. He would sell them to the Soviets and later die by suicide. Yeah, that was tough and sad. This whole thing was a sad fest, actually. Rocky would then question the ethics of placing children in such perilous roles as Power Rangers, and his anger is obviously getting higher. I mean, for good reason. When you think about it, why are these teenagers fighting the Earth? Can an adult do something like this? I think teenagers are just, it could be easier to just like manipulate and just be like, oh, here's a gun, start shooting. Bro has a gun. They're just like, hey, here's the Blade Blaster, start shooting. We would then see Trini's funeral, which served as a climax of loss for the Rangers, echoing the real-life tragedy of Toy Trank's passing in 2001. We then get to see Tommy a little farther away, not actually being at the funeral, but still looking from far away. Emotional support? This was actually true in real life, kinda sorta, as Jason David Frank, who played Tommy Oliver, wasn't actually there for Toy's funeral, as he was actually sadly burying his brother at the same time. And then Rocky would finally confirm that this was all bait to get Tommy to come save ya, and he did exactly that. Tommy would come down and fight Rocky with Kimberly shooting him, but Tommy knows ultimately that that's not Kimberly, as she died in that fight against the Machine Empire. We then get to see that it wasn't actually Kimberly this whole time, it was actually Rita Repulsa coming back and being like, hey, Tommy, you and I can join and we could destroy the world together. Green and Rita back again, but Tommy, slash, and that's how we ended the movie. Woo! What a doozy. I, for one, enjoyed it. You know, it was dark, it was definitely bloody, it made me uncomfortable in some parts, but it was definitely a reimagining of some of the stuff in Power Rangers. Messy at other times, clever at some. Nevertheless, it did really go above and beyond, showing that child soldier question in terms of Power Rangers and how deep that work actually goes. And they really did connect this real life with fiction and made something that fans could connect to and really see the intricate details of. It's totally a great watch as a fan alone, not even if you like it or dislike it, just by looking at it. And also great for comparing and contrasting the realities of Hollywood when it comes to reboot, especially making stuff bloody for adults. Like, ooh, we grow up, we don't need fun and colors anymore, we want dark and blood and death. Like, come on guys, where's camp? Where's the campness? Where's the fun? It was definitely a mix and a fuel to internet fan dreams of what the future of Power Rangers can be. But what happened after, woof, that's beyond their morphin' dreams. Huh? Can that be a Taylor Swift reference? Wildest dreams. I'm not gonna sing. But before we move on though, we gotta talk, because Power/Rangers versus E/Squad? Who would win? The E Squad would win. Subscribe and ring notification bell to join the E Squad today. I love the E Squad so much. You guys are the best and so strong. You guys, we don't need to shoot anybody. We're all love here. E Squad comment of the day. Leave a funny comment down below. Put the E Squad in it. You should know the drill by now. The aftermath. After the video was uploaded and released on February 23rd, 2015, it was given a staff pick, Vimeo's badge of honor, and the video would quickly garner traction and become viral. The video actually quickly amassed 12 million views in just 2 days, which is a lot. Maybe less when you look at BTS numbers, but hey. However, shortly after, a post went up on the Vimeo forum announcing that the Saban Capital Group, owners of the Power Rangers, had issued a copyright infringement claim, taking down the video from the website. And they believe the fan film infringes on their property, while the original creators of course thought it was covered by the fair use laws in the United States, as it was both a non-commercial product as well as satirical. It definitely made a huge legal battle. Like, Power Rangers was a big thing for Saban Capital Group. It was a big moneymaker in their media division. Like, I know they're not making money off of Beetleborgs or Cubics or Julius the Monkey. A few months prior, they're actually going to shut down a video game that was inspired by the Power Rangers, and they ultimately had to add that inspiration into the title of the video game itself. The film would also have its YouTube upload removed as well for similar copyright reasons. Director Joseph Kahn, against all odds though, did agree with Saban's concerns.
I don't think they're villains in this. I'm going to make that very clear. I perfectly understand their concerns.
However, after some backlash, the film would be on YouTube and Vimeo once again, albeit age restricted on YouTube, with Vimeo having an uncensored version. And I cannot show it on YouTube. Trust, I can't show it. And this huge debacle really fueled for what's coming next, and that was the reactions, reception, and controversy. The way fans reacted was definitely half and half. On Reddit, people were celebrating, like, oh, Dark Power Rangers, we finally did it. This is everything we've ever wanted. They were applauding the storyline and the effects, which I do gotta say, for a fan film just made with a few $100s, I don't know why I say just made, that's a lot of money. It definitely was good. It looked really awesome. But there was also a lot of people who were in disagreement to Power Rangers being so dark and gritty, saying it was something the series shouldn't really turn to. The non-Power Ranger fans, though, they were going bonkers. They loved it. They just wanted to see more, and Power Rangers as a show wasn't giving in to them, so I guess a fan had to do it.
Smells so ghastly.
My eyes are burning.
However, when you look at the past Power Ranger actors and actresses, that's when the split decisions really became at a mass scale, because these were the people that inspired the movie. Some of these Power Rangers were praising the film, like Amy Jo Johnson praising the director and the producer on how they did a job well done, mentioning that it totally isn't for kids, but something adult fans could definitely drool over. Yeah, well, certainly not for kids, alright. In that scene where Zach was sleeping with the woman, that was Divatux and Scorpina. I guess they are enemies with benefits now. Fellow cast member and Red Ranger Austin St. John professionally praised the film without giving much personal opinion, trying to open discussion on what fans think, not caring about what Haim Saban or any company may think about it.
And ultimately, the producer and the director and the actors were able to have the same vision, which is the only way you get a story that comes out clearly understood like this one.
His replacement, the other Red Ranger, Steve Cardenas, posted on Instagram being flattered an evil version of his character was being played by James Vanderbeek. Which, by the way, at one point he was People's Magazine's 50th most beautiful people. Hashtag Dawson as Rocky. Hashtag LOL. Bro must have loved Dawson Creek. However, no opinion had made more articles or publicized than the original Green Ranger, White Ranger, whatever you want to call him, Jason David Frank, the original Tommy Oliver. Although likened on a geek level, he would be the primary criticizer of the project too, stating its violence was too much while the Power Rangers franchise is still a children's property. Also stating he had received an invitation to be involved but was already working on his Bat in the Sun music videos.
Man, guys, look, I know there's a lot of fans out there that love it and all that stuff, but I'm just a PG-13 guy.
Shout out JDF, RIP the GOAT. I do kind of agree with his response in some ways. I do feel like there is a lot of children's properties that are being made for adults now, albeit with different creators, like the Mickey Mouse thing or the Winnie the Pooh thing. And I think that's good that people are taking these properties that they loved and admired and doing something new with them. And even though it's shown in a more violent light, I still think artistically it's still something cool to look at or just observe or even criticize and compare. Imagine seeing JDF actually being a part of this short film, though. It definitely would have boosted its views and would have been something much bigger than it already is. And we did actually get to see some Power Rangers alumni here too, that being Carla Perez, who played Rita Repulsa in Mighty Morphin, actually reprising the role for the short. So yeah, reception was definitely half and half with cast members and fans alike. But what happened in the years after? Comment question of the day though, what is your favorite part of Power / Rangers? Honestly, the Zach little hip-hop keto thing, I died of laughter. But hey, let me know in the comments down below and leave a like to lock in your answer. 1,500 likes and I'll do more videos just like this one. What happened next? The bootleg universe would continue to grow with James Bond in Service of Nothing, Mr. Rogers of War Heroes, and the end of Pokemon. You know, this is all stuff I couldn't imagine saying. The Power Rangers one had to be called Power / Rangers. I don't get the title. Anyways, Joseph Kahn went on to work for the Eminem-produced comedy rap movie Bodied, and continued making music videos for many Taylor Swift songs, DJ Khaled, Nicki Minaj, and even the Jonas Brothers. In 2017, Shankar was actually working on the Netflix Castlevania series when he had announced in an interview a Power / Rangers animated sequel series in development, saying, "It's a complete retelling of the first 3 seasons, and it's going to be f***ing dark. Darker than any other Power Rangers series." At the time he said this, they said that they were working on the first season right now, and it would take about 18 months. We haven't heard anything since. Apparently it was being pitched to different networks such as Netflix, I would imagine, and said to have some Dragon Ball Z inspiration in terms of the fight scene, which definitely would have been pretty cool. However, sadly, no news. I mean, bro was also even talking about a Chronicle sequel happening that hadn't happened either, so you know, that Castlevania series took a lot of time. Also, one can imagine some Braun brands would stop the series from ever leaving development stages, as they were handling with their own Lionsgate big budget motion picture that flopped. And one could imagine Hasbro would not let this fly anytime soon. It is definitely thought that the positive reception this fan film had for people outside of the Power Rangers community definitely did damage Power Rangers representation when it comes to future films. Like the 2017 movie was PG-13. It just made some teen edgy jokes. There was nobody bleeding or getting shot. So I think that maybe deterred a lot of people from going to see that movie when it came out. Besides that though, Adi does keep making Power Rangers violent and relevant in his time in the industry, including a parody with a Red Warrior voiced by himself called the Niji 6 in Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix, a bootleg universe animated series combining characters and concepts from Ubisoft games. And that actually has the seal of approval from Ubisoft. They were cool with the series being made. Power Rangers, that would never happen. These characters are operators of the Rainbow Six, the shooter game series, but the original 2015 bootleg continues to inspire Adi in his future work. Fast forward 9 years later, I actually asked you guys on Twitter what you thought about it. Also, by the way, follow me on Twitter if you ever want to be part of these future videos. And looking at your comments here, you know, it's been almost a decade since this movie had came out, and I still really can't fathom that the reviews are still mixed in the community. Like, so we had some people hating on the edginess of it all. There was also even some praising it, and some people just like half and half. They were like picking out the good, picking out the bad. It was definitely a mixed bag, and it was definitely interesting to see how many people are divided even today. But amidst the controversies and legal battles, Power / Rangers undeniably left a mark in the Power Rangers legacy, sparking debates on creative freedom and fan involvement within the franchise. And in all honesty, this was the most Power Rangers was being talked about in the media, on the internet, news articles, tweets, even the news. And in the aftermath, enthusiasts continue to express their love for the concept through various mediums. However, while Power / Rangers may have stirred the pot for many fans, its true purpose and ultimately what it should be remembered as is a critique for Hollywood's love of gritty reboots. It's definitely something that shouldn't be overlooked. But for fans out there looking beyond Power Rangers and wanting something more mature for the franchise, you don't even have to look that far today, as you got the Power Rangers comics where the whimsical meets compelling storytelling, and in projects like the Unworthy series on YouTube, offering a darker yet faithful take on the beloved franchise. And as adult fans, for somebody growing up with Power Rangers, definitely we want the show in some ways to mature with us when we grow up too. But that means having well-crafted characters and intricate plots and genuine emotional depth. By incorporating these elements, Power Rangers has the potential to evolve beyond its juvenile origins and become a truly immersive experience for fans of all ages. So what do you think about Power / Rangers? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Dino Fuego. I'm also on Instagram, Not Fuego. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And of course, as always, stay awesome, everybody.